Hey guys, this is John with the Alpha Channel update for Tuesday, June 18th, 2024. And today we've got Conan the Barbarian 113, John Buscema and Roy Thomas. And I have to give them a little bit more leeway than I did yesterday. I suspect that John is drawing the initial art from a very loose plot. And that then he turns in the art and Roy Thomas goes in and finishes the script and does the dialogue and fits everything in. Because honestly, the dialogue fits the art too well for the writer not to be drawing it. And the plot is so loose and so convoluted that the writer can't be drawing it. So I guess I'm contradicting myself, but basically it's obviously being written after it's drawn, but it's obviously being drawn from a larger overall plot. And what John Buscema does great are these massive establishing shots and movement. Every panel has movement. You know, and I was thinking about how brutally I ripped them with 110, and I'm wondering how much of this is actually written before, I don't think Roy Thomas is doing thumbnail layouts, so I'm guessing John Buscema is writing a lot of this just on script notes or plot notes, and then Roy Thomas has to go in and fill out the narration later. That's the only thing that really explains. I also noticed I was holding these a little bit low yesterday. That's the only thing that really explains the odd plots that are coming together. I think the artist and the writer are working separately and at different times. I think the writer's giving the artist a plot line, and then the artist goes and draws a bunch of pages, and then the writer has to go back in and then put in all the words and all the names and all the... I'm running into some of this myself. So it's amazing, incredible art, and it keeps you turning the pages. But like I said, I need to reread this one. I can't even tell you what it's about. I should be able to look at it and know what it's about, but these last few issues have just gotten really kind of crazy. The art's incredible though. The art is incredible. And the real reason I'm looking at this is not for plot development. I'm looking at rendering and lighting and shading. That's what and layout and proportion and, look at this panels. Look at these panels. This is just incredible artwork. So I guess we are looking at Conan 113 today. Only we're going through it fast, and I'm not going to critique the story because I really am thinking of how they're writing this, how they're coming up with the stories. Is they're certainly not sitting in a room together, because you can't sit and hover over an artist's shoulder, and you can't pluck the ideas out of a writer's mind. And a writer has to communicate the ideas to the artist in such a way that he goes out and doesn't have any questions when it comes time to execute. And if they're rushing, if they're burnt out, if they've got family stuff going on, that's really hard to do. So that's Conan 113. Today's Wildwood Tarot is the Page of Stones, the Lynx. This is the Page of Stones, the Lynx. And I love how cartoony this cat looks. His face, his eyes is just very, very cool. So that's the Wildwood Tarot. I need to take another closer look at that Conan. It's good, it's great, but I really got disconnected with the story on the last one, and I need to think about it from their perspective. I need to figure out what's going on with them. I do want to mention the something I'm calling the Alpha Channel Ideals, and I'm going to run through them really quick. They're not hard. They're easy to remember. So first, when you sit down to do good art, sit down with a clean conscience. Forgive yourself for all the shit that's gone wrong. Get all of that out of your mind and just focus on what you're doing. That's easiest to do if you don't have a bunch of anxiety going off over your shoulder. The art of art is to make great art with almost nothing. Sorry, I messed up my shoulder today, so I'm kind of bouncing around a lot. It's hard for me to find a comfortable position. The art of great art is to make great art with little or no money. And that's not hard to do once you're really good at it. It takes a while to get good at it, and it can be very expensive to get good at. Just for the food that you need, for the time, to work with a pencil and pen. And reference and everything. There's a lot that goes into getting good at art. You can't just sit in an empty room and pull stuff out of your mind. You need to go to the zoo. You need to draw from life. We're lucky we have the internet, but the internet isn't as good as looking at something in real life. So that can be expensive too. You want to level up to the point that you can do it almost in your sleep, that you can give it away, that you think nothing about it. And I'm working on that myself. So today I did spend a lot of time drawing, but I'm not going to show it off because it was mostly erasing and drawing again and erasing and drawing again. I should stop doing that. I should start using another piece of paper, but I got to work out this composition, so it's getting better. Do these again. Alpha Channel Ideals. 1, when you sit down and do your work, get a clean conscience. 2, make great art with no money. 3, if you don't love the process of doing the art, of making your art, people aren't going to like looking at it. It's not going to... Now, you can love the process of it and be very unhappy with it when you're finished, or you love the beginning and it goes down as you progress. So you gotta love it all the way through if you really want other people to like looking at it too. That energy is gonna come across. I know it sounds metaphysical and all that, but that's what art is. That's what art is. And if you're not trying to do that, then use a camera. So yeah, use the virtues, the famous virtues, as the values in your story. That's an easy one. That's really simple. And the other side of that is seek inspiration in nature. To find exhibition of those virtues, find them in nature. You can find all the best things about humanity in the animal world. Empathy is not just us. You know, animals help each other all the time. So yeah, you could do that. Shun agenda-driven propaganda. Don't use it in your work, even if it's good. Even if you're trying to do, you know, part of what's going on, the current culture war, is a snapback to Christian agenda-driven propaganda. It wasn't that long ago where everything was just so over the top, beating you over the head. You know, it's a left foot, right foot sort of thing, I guess. I don't know. We're all in this for the ride. So, and to get where you want to go, you have to have a destination. It's like what they say, you know, in skating or everything else. Where you look is where you land. That's especially big in skiing and all that, you know, jumping, gymnastics. Where you look is where you land. Where you focus your energy is where you end up. So make sure that that's where you want to be. I don't have a lot. I'm kind of in a rush today, so we're going to cut this one short. See you guys.